It is once you build a good setup and that. For the characters, you start getting the exotic armor sets. And you can build up a proper decent build. It's just a grind,
Hi everybody, I'm a bit late. Not much late, but...
Is that better?
Hang on a little while.
I was saying, but it gets better when you start getting your exotic armor. You don't really start getting. I mean, you can get exotic armor from doing certain missions a week, but you've got to be like 150 plus. But to get your proper best level is from your raid. You've got to be like say 150 plus. Yeah.
Hi Jen. Hope you're okay, darling. I'm just hanging on a little while, let people start joining. That's great to hear, love. Yeah, we're not too bad. Plodding on. This weather's just... it's melting me. Oh, that's strange. Did you message me on Facebook or on here? It has been warm. It's been really warm.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a problem whatsoever. I did do last week's live at tea time. I think that's been my worst live stream. Not many turned up. I think it was just people were coming and going, and I had go on, I forgot what her name is, bless her. Oh, Fussell. I had Fussell join me, coloured with me last week. I think tea time's better for Fussell, but I think most people are preferring it if I colour like at this time. So that's why I've gone back to this time. And not only that, Ruben were being an absolute nightmare last Friday. He was just being a real monster. So that's why I decided to just revert back to being fruit day so that I can actually get something done, because trying to see to a child having a meltdown as well as colouring, it's just can't cope. Oh, that's strange. Other people have been messaging me, so I wonder if it's just app. But saying that, though, I've had problems with Facebook on and off for years. There's always something going wrong with it. I've not had nothing come through anyway, but I have had people messaging me. Because I've been buying a couple of more back issues at Colouring Heaven. Oh, that's a shame. Seems like you've been having a really tough couple of weeks then. I hope Darren's been looking after you. It's alright, talking to my hairdresser. She just had a baby, so I've had to schedule with someone else. His arm's so sore at minute, Jen. He had pot off, but then it's what it were is the actual bone itself. On the outside it were healed, but on the inside it wasn't. But they've still took his pot off and told him to go without it, and if he had any pain to just use his sling. So he's been using his sling and going to school for the last 2 weeks. But this morning he's still complaining it's hurting from time to time, but he's been wanting to play out in playground. He's fed up of being stuck in school, especially in hot days as well. He's just wanting to play. So we've given him Scarborough warning that if he plays out in playground is to behave and not hang around with idiots, basically. He's been out in garden yesterday playing with children up at backs, throwing footballs at each other and stuff, but it's just making sure that it doesn't heal funny. Oh, that's great to hear. I'm glad he's been looking after you. Oh, definitely. Hiya, Claire. Welcome back. Yay. I'm glad you're back. No, it's not a problem, Jen, just watch them back when you want. They're there for everybody. I know a lot of people have been watching them back, I think, because I've had like 100, 200 people. It says that people have been watching them, so that's the bonus. Hi, Fussel. Back to work. At least you're here. Just do a bit now and finish up later. Oh, bless him. He's keeping track of me then, isn't he? At least he's reminding you. I have put it on to live stream group as well. I've put event up there. I tried to do it so that it like notified everybody on a Friday every week for next 4 weeks. But it like did it for the same event. So like for this one, it were putting it on for Enchantress for today, this week, next week, week after, and I thought I can't do that, so I cancelled them all and I'm just going to do them one at a time each week when I know what page I'm colouring. So Claire, it was my partner that picked it. You lot picked the book. Well, I say you lot. You all voted for this book. I've never coloured in this book. I've only been colouring in Christine's fairy book. So this one's new to me. I haven't coloured any of these ones yet. And then when it got picked, I said to my partner, I said, right, bro, you can pick picture, and he's the one that's picked this picture. I will do it. Live will be on till, I'm going to do it live till 2 o'clock. That's latest I can go because I've got to get ready then to go and pick him up from school. But I will let him know you've asked about him, Jen. I'm glad you're all back. Yay! Fridays are short days anyway, just 7 instead of 8.5. Awesome. To be honest, it's the reason why I've got it on this. With Christine's, I don't like them all being in book, so I go to I like rip book apart, and then I cut them, make them nice and neat, and then I've got them in folders. I'll show you. I've got them in like folders like this with names on the side. These aren't all the ones I've got, but I've got all the books, but I've put them into folders with all these. But as I say, I've not coloured in any of these yet, so it's new book. But yeah, I take them out and I cut them and put them, and I use this to rest on.
Yeah, you're going in something, right?
This one is from the Characters Through Worlds and Times. This book, it's a really lovely book. I love these images. In fact, I just love Christine Karron all together. But that's fine, Jen. It's like you can colour whatever you want. As like we've got a group, so you can put on, when you finish, put on whatever you've coloured. So we all get to see what we've all been colouring. Jen says, "Good pick, Bri." He's nodding. He's talking to his mates on headset. So I do apologise again if you hear people in background talking. Yeah, the Egyptian lady looks absolutely fantastic. I love all her artwork. I could colour all day, but I just don't get enough time in a day to colour them all. Yeah, it's a great idea. I was going to do them with all my books, but then I thought, no, I'm just going to do it then, because I were contemplating on putting them into picture frames as well. And, like my favourites, even though they're all my favourite, putting them on my walls. But there'd be no space. Yeah, I've known artist Christine for, not known her personally, but her artwork for a good few years. But the main artist that I coloured with for a long time was Molly Harrison. I coloured her line artwork for a good 2 years. Then I went on to grayscale. And it's basically gone from grayscale and Molly Harrison's onto other people's grayscale. But I've started to go back and do some line art as well, as you know, because I've been doing the Anna Carls and Joanna Bashford. I've been doing those as well, so it's nice to flip and change sometimes. But once I started Christine's, I've started basically from my first book, which is just the fairy book, and I think I've done like 8 pages in that at minute. But when I'm not doing my live streams, I'm going back to my Christine's and like trying to catch up and finish that book. I just love texture of paper. This live stream, I'm just going to use my Faber-Castells. It's only ones I really use on this paper because it just works really well with paper. But yeah, Colouring Heaven, this last one, Fledglings, is all Christine's work. But it's not the same textured paper. But I'm glad that I've got her artwork, because I know all those pictures you've got to go on to Etsy or her own thing to download them. They're not in her books yet, but I can't wait for her to I think she's bringing a new book out at some point, and these new pictures are going to be in new books. So I'm going to be getting, obviously I'll be getting all newish books from there, but the paperwork for colouring paper quality is not as good as what the actual Christine books are. So I need loads of practice on doing skin and not like a ghost or a beetroot. Only ever completed one in which Kirby one. Well, if you've got Faber-Castells, I tend to use these two pencils quite a lot, which is my beige red 132 and my cinnamon, which is 189. I use those pretty frequently, as you can see, for the skin work. The grayscale on the skin does most of the work for you anyway. Sometimes I'll use these two as well. Coral 131 and Salmon 130, just to touch it up to make it look, you know, pinkish. But those are ones I mainly use for skin work, and it's worked out pretty easy for me. No, it's crap of paper. I think the Egyptian lady on my wall, when I finish her, I've been busy with Hannah Carlson and Second Tail Light Era, which I finished last night. Yeah, there's just so many pictures of Christine's. I just not have enough space to put them all. I haven't coloured any at Anna's, only the one that I coloured on live stream, not last week, week before I think it were. I've not got any at Era's books. Yeah, I've got Polly's, but for the I think I've put my other one back, but I'll just go and get it a sec. So these are pictures I've coloured with the Faber-Castells, with the pencils that I've just shown you. So you can see these for skin. I've used these two colours. So the grayscale does it more for you. And then, like I said before, I use these just to touch up to make it look more skinny colour. I think I'm going to struggle with coloured people, because I've never really coloured darker skin tone. It's always been, you know, fair skinned. But like I said, grayscale does most of the work for you. These are from a first book, and I coloured that one other day. This one, it's the coloured, you know, the coloured ladies that I'm going to probably struggle with most, because I've never coloured. Even though it's looking light on there, that's not the actual, it's quite darker than what the picture's showing. So this, it's actually darker than what it's showing on video. Oh, thank you, ladies. The third picture, Jen. 1, 2, 3. This one. Colour Lily Fairy. Yeah, I use my swatch book a lot. It helps me decide on colours. A lot of people are asking me I do different tones of pencils, but I find it hard to describe it. It's same when people ask me to do tutorials and stuff, and I just say, what do you exactly want to know? It's, I've just always learned myself. It's not been, you know, one of those that I've took ideas from anybody else. And to be honest, I don't even watch any tutorial videos. I just learn myself. So I need a drink. It's really warm today. I'm having tea in warm weather. Just gonna tilt it a bit. So I've had a really bad boo-boo because my electric sharpener has died. So I'm back to manually sharpening my pencils, which is a bummer. So I need to get all my stuff out, and then we'll get started. So what's everybody been doing then? Just one of them days. It's freezing in Perth. You see, I think you talk about Australia, you think it's just going to be red hot, don't you? I want a cuppa. Can't beat a nice cuppa. I've got one with me. My letter of my name on. Winnie the Pooh. TV and reading. I've been watching me Stranger Things. I've watched that twice. I'm thinking about watching it again before second lot comes out on 1st of July. I've done my live streams. I've done a bit of extra colouring. Started packing for holiday yesterday. Just putting bits and bats in suitcases so that it makes it less work. Blumming heck, Jen. I've got my front door open. I've got my living room windows open. So if it gets a bit noisy, it's cars and traffic going past, even though we're a small street, they still seem to use our street for near enough everything. I did, Jen. We went to go and watch it on Saturday. It went alright, it went brilliant, but I think when they get to end a franchise, they like just fob it off kind of thing. They run out of ideas to, you know. But we went and we enjoyed it. We went out and had MacD's. Ruben, he enjoyed it to an extent because we were right at back and we just arrived just as film were just coming on screen, and everybody was sat down and we got back seats right at top. And Ruben were in front of me, and then my other son were in front of him. And the swap places, Ruben went in first into aisle, then Elijah went in, and Ruben sat down and he ended up dropping all his popcorn all over his legs and all. Ended up at one point I could feel popcorn. It was sat on it. I had to give him some of my popcorn, but about probably I think it was last half hour at film. He goes, "Is it finishing yet, Mum?" And he kept tutting, huffing and puffing, and I'm like, "Ruben, there's 25 minutes left." I think it had been like five minutes, and he goes, "Is it finished yet, Mum?" I'm like, "No." So I think he was getting a bit bored, a bit fed up, but he got it. He got a teddy from Build-A-Bear. It was Blues Baby with roaring sounds in it. So he was quite chuffed with that. Busy doing buddy colours. You can't beat buddy colours. It's really nice today, and you can't beat a proper Yorkshire cuppa. It's not really strong, but it's not. I can't remember what tea bags I've got. Tetley. We've got Tetley. We've got Tetley tea bags. I know. Brian has coffee. I used to drink coffee. Well, to be honest, I ran tea about 9-10 years ago. I drank tea religiously, and then I got pregnant with Ruben, and then I ended up while I was pregnant, I fancied cup of coffee. And I had a cup of coffee, and then from then on, I just drank coffee all the time. And I've been drinking coffee all the time up until about 8 months ago. I started with really bad heart palpitations and really struggling with my chest, like really tight. And I could drink out up to between 6 and probably 16 cups of coffee. I think it was just an addiction to the point where I was making me sound poorly. And I remember when I went to hospital with somebody who were having heart problems, and consultant told her that cut down on coffee because coffee can, it's caffeine and that in it. It does something to your heart. And they said not to drink too much coffee. You're supposed to only have like 1 or 2 cups a day. And that's why I was having heart palpitations, because I stopped with coffee. I went straight on to tea, little bit of sugar on end of the spoon, and I've been not having heart palpitations as often as what I did with my coffee. So that's why I've gone back to tea. Any other tea than Yorkshire? Oh, he does, Jen. He's got these little toys, Minecraft toys, but they're metal. He's been getting them from his toy box, and he's been playing with them with this raptor teddy, and its mouth's open on Teddy, and he's been making, playing with it as though that he's eating toys. So yeah, he's been loving it. Making mine now, proper strong Yorkshire tea. Jen says, coffee for me too, bro. Oi!
What?
Enough.
Sorry.
It's just, I don't have a lot of sugar, Jen, just a little bit on the end of the spoon. I can hardly taste sugar, but there is a bit in there. I don't know why I put it in, to be honest. I may as well just stop, because you can't taste it. I'm glad as well. I keep getting them now and again, but I've been having a lot of problems with kids over the last 2 weeks. I've been really stressed. So my heart palpitations have been up. My anxiety's been doing my head in. So I've been really struggling this past week or two. So it's not me tea. I know it's that. It's stress. First tea today at 6:30. Well, enjoy it. I'm going to have another sip, and then I'm going to start colouring then. So, not good, Claire. I've noticed as well there's a new colouring book out by Crook. And I've not got no pennies to spend. Somebody informed me. Oh, look, they've got a new book out, and it looks really nice. I just have to wait.
What is it?
What?
How much do you need?
It's £5 odd, I think.
You're getting
it. Right. I'm going to start with my light layer first. I do apologise if I turn my picture around sometimes. I just find it easier to turn actual picture. No, I've been quiet, Jen. You're all right. Cat stood on mute button. Oh, never, Claire. I wonder why it's taking so long. You might get it sooner then. We book depository. I know they're pretty good with their orders. I've only ordered from them once, I think, when I've needed a book but nobody else has had it in stock. Yeah, it's still £5 on there. I think it's wrong how they can put it on for like £8-9 when it first comes out, and then they change it to £5 like a few months later. It's like I'm not even colouring, isn't it? Jesus. That's a joke, that. It really is. Can you see it? Because it's funny, because I can see it on my phone screen, because I've got my phone, my pictures here, my phone's just above. So if I sound loud when I'm talking, it's because my phone's like bang next to my mouth, so that I can colour and I get to zoom in so you can see my picture. But when I'm looking at, because I've got my PC screen in front of me, I can see what I'm colouring there, but there's not much colour there for some reason. And then I start worrying, is that what you're seeing rather than what is actually on paper? So what I do is I just go first layer with lighter colour. Pencil on skin. Paying attention to the darker areas, just adding a bit more pressure to darker areas. I know a lot of people use different coloured pencils. I've seen them using purples, and in fact Christine uses yellows, blues, greens. I think it's just for different tones. For different light effects from the picture itself. Has anybody bought any new supplies? I know a lady was asking me about different pencils on one of groups yesterday. She wanted pictures as well to see what. Just talk. 63. £6. That's me. £6. 53. For what?
Your book.
don't even know what to say.
Get your book. You don't shut up when you do that.
No, talking to me and then being rude and interrupting. No, in the sense where you're like, you know what I mean? You're not bought anything. I've been looking for back issues of Colouring Heaven, and I put a post on Facebook. Not yesterday, I think it was the day before. Seeing if anybody had some of the back issues that they're wanting to sell. Because I've had a look on eBay, and the back issues that I'm wanting, they're absolutely extortionate prices. I don't know how they can fathom where on the actual front cover book, they've paid between £5 something and £6 something, £7 something. And then they go on Facebook or eBay and try and flog them for £50 and £60 just because they're out of stocked books. How is people supposed to get them if they're not willing to colour them? It's just scalpers, and I hate it when people do it, you know, and there's genuine people that are after them, and, you know, that's joined subscription a bit too late and can't get the back issues. When they're scalping people just for extra money because they know people will buy it because they want it, it's just ridiculous. And I refuse to pay extortionate prices for a colouring book. I mean, I love to colour and they will get coloured, but I'm not paying them prices. There was a woman on the other day, she was selling a book that I paid £5 something for, and she was wanting £10 plus postage. And it's like, why are you doing that? Just sell it for the price that you paid for it, and then add the postage. I don't mind that, because I do that with my books. If I'm selling any books, it'll be selling for a price that I paid for them, and then, or I even take £1 off it and then add postage. But not in this case. They're all just trying to get that bit extra money. It's not fair. But I saw I put a post on and people have been messaging me, and I bought 2 books off day before yesterday. And then I've had someone called Claire doing a swap with me for another book. So I'm getting there. Did you get your new Colouring Heaven changed? Mine came with the middle pages ripped, but the rest of the book was intact, so I wasn't due to. I do apologise for that noise, it's me dustbin man. So I wasn't due to postal service, so I rang and they're sending me a new one out. No, I haven't had a new issue sent. I went to a local shop and I bought them from there. I bought 2, so I've got 3 all in all. But I suppose it's not. Well, when I've bought them from shop, there's still it's hard to explain. It's like little creases, and it's that. They're so noisy, aren't they? There were like creases in paper. It's hard to explain it. So I've still got the creases, but it's not a big issue, I suppose. But the way the rips were in papers, it looked like a rat had been chewing on it, and it did come sealed. So it's happened when it's been printed. But no, I haven't got a replacement. I did contact them on Facebook because I tried to email them, but every time I were emailing them, I was getting an email back saying that that particular email address wasn't working. So I just left it. And I messaged them on Facebook and I think it was Holly that replied to me and said she sent an email to them, so whether I get one or not, I don't know. I did send pictures of it as well. I hope you get one that's actually all fine, Jen, because it's frustrating when you're paying for a subscription or a colouring book and it's coming damaged. It is greed and spite, Jen. It's frustrating, especially when, like, I mean, I've got a full shelf of Colouring Heaven books up to now, but some are like I've got double or triple of. You know, if there's a books that I like from my local shop, pick a few up that I'm really interested in. Same with this Fledglings. I bought 2 more copies, and then I got the one that come with me for my subscription. So I've got 3 copies of that. I bought a paper colour wheel. They wanted $15. They ripped me off that by Colour in Heaven. Have you gone on Anthem Pub? I do, Claire. I do go on Anthem Publications, but they still want more. I know, like, I'm wanting that junior issues. There's the Cabbage Patch Kids colouring book coming out for junior issues. I think it's junior. No, it's not junior. It's the collections issue. That's due out next Wednesday. And to pre-order online, some books are like £8 or £9 or £7.50. But if you're good at shop, you're saving yourself like £2 and £3. But I know it's like postage on top, isn't it? But if I can go to my local town and pick them up from there, I will. But the back issues of the Colouring Evans, the out of stock, you can't get them. I've asked other people about it, and it's something to do with they haven't got the licensing like once the licensing runs out for that particular book, they stop issuing that book altogether. And I've said, well, why don't they just redo it again so that they can continuously do it so that people aren't missing out who's joining later. But apparently it's too expensive because they're having to pay artists or something. I don't understand it all. I'll send you a message, Jen, with them all on, because I've got all pictures saved on my PC, so I'll send you pictures through Messenger. I've got a couple of people looking out for them, but it's a case of having money as well, because like I said, there's people up this way or on colouring groups. They're wanting ridiculous amounts of money, and sometimes I can't afford that. I don't work, I struggle sometimes, and I really want the books. Yeah, it weren't right nice, Claire. It was all ripped on top, and then there were like brown stains on paper as well. Yeah, that could be possible, Jen. It's only book I've seen with creases in it. I don't think I've seen any creases in any other books. So yeah, it's possibly machine that's causing it. I wish I had Asda. I don't go to Asda. We go to Barnsley Town Centre. We do us food shopping on Wednesday, and there's a little news agents, and they sell majority of books. And they've got used to me going now when there's a new issue coming out. We go and they save a book for me. Yeah, they are helpful, Jen. They do sort everything out for you as well. It's I've had problems in past. I think it was my Gods and Goddesses book. I had an issue with that, and they sent me a replacement for that as well. Yeah, I'm sure it's Cabbage Patch Kids that's due out. I think it's the collection version, because there's different ones. I had an argument once with a woman at Morrison's. I went to go and get, I think it was either the food or the horses issue, which is in is it the collection? I think it's the collection. And I went to a woman and I says, there were 2 separate ones. There's Colouring Heaven Presents, then there's Colouring Heaven, go on. Trying to think now. There's your special, there's your presents, there's your collection. So I think it was presents and collection, and I was trying to explain to us is this particular book out in the have you received it yet in shop? And she's going, no, we've got Colouring Heaven Presents, but we haven't got the collection. It's two completely different books. And I says, no, they're both by Colouring Heaven. It's just different, you know, collections, basically. And she's like, no, they're completely different books. And I'm like, no, woman, listen to me. They're both the same person. They're both the same Colouring Heaven. It's just the different, like, one's presents, one's collection. And she were arguing, tossed with me. And I thought, I says, come on, right, I'm not going to keep arguing with her. And I got back home and I like messaged Colouring Heaven and explained to them. And they went, well, technically you're both right. We are Colouring Heaven, and she's you know, saying that it's different ones in a sense. And I'm like, no, she's arguing with me that they're completely different, and they're not. But I stopped going to my local Morrison's at Barnsley Town Centre, and I just go to that newsagents, and they've always seemed to have got them issues that I need in, and I'm always noting I pick up more than I should, especially if it's an issue that I like. It's not changed much, Claire. It's just that glass works, and they've seemed to have moved all to beggars on. I'll have to do a walkthrough video, Claire, for you, and just take you through Barnsley Town Centre on my phone. Do a walk through a Barnsley Town Centre. I went in there long anyway this week. It was just in and out. Always stealing. Jen. I don't mind shopping. It's a nightmare when you take kids when they're wanting stuff. Can I have? No, we've come for food. Oh, we've had them up here all the time, haven't we? Beggars.
Yeah. Tons of scroungers. They're not even beggars though, they're just...
No, I think it's just druggies that are hanging around where all take people, get off at bus at roundabout and sit round shops. We had one where we live. We were waiting for a bus yesterday, and there was this woman, and she was talking to this bloke, and we've been waiting for a bus for a good 20 minutes, and she kept saying, oh, I wish this effing bus would hurry up. we could have walked it there by the time it comes. And this lad come and I say a lad, there were clearly something not right with him. He weren't on drugs or anything. I think it was just a case of he was disabled. And he went up to Brian and he went, "Have you got a spare cig, mate?" And Brian says, "I don't smoke, pal." And he went to this woman and he must have known, and she goes, "Hey up, so and so," and he went, "Hey up," he goes, "You got a spare cig?" And she turned around and went, "No, I don't smoke. I knows I don't smoke." And then they were walking off to go and ask someone else. And she turned around and she went, "Even if I did effing smoke, I won't give you one." And it was way she said it was just so funny. And she goes, he's an effing nightmare. He's always begging. He wants to get a bleeding job. And it was just where she, it's just where she, I think it's just our slang. It's just where she spoke of it. It was just so funny. But it's just true. It's right in a way. If you can't afford to smoke, don't smoke. You know, it's just one of them things, isn't it? I've been stopped. 13 years now. And that were difficult. I think half the time when people, it does me head in when smokers say, "I can't quit, I can't stop." Yeah, you can stop if you want to stop. You've really, really, really got to want to. Damn, it took me three attempts to stop. When it comes to final go, I ended up going cold turkey. I stopped myself from, wanting a cigarette, and I chose like lollipops to curb me, urges. And for 2 weeks I was really, really poorly. I had shakes, and I mean, now they said that you're not supposed to just quit, you're supposed to gradually, stop. But at this point, I'd really had enough. I was fed up of smelling nicotine and seeing it all yellow on my fingers, and it was just nasty. And I just had enough, and it was costing a fortune because I was going through 20 packs a day, and that were on, for cheap and going at fag houses, as I call it. And it was getting to the point where prices were going up, and I just said, "Look, Brian, we can't afford it. We're just going to have to stop." And I decided first, and he goes, "I'm not stopping." And then I said, "Well, if you're not stopping, then you're going to have to smoke outside because you're not smoking inside while I'm quitting." And that's when he says, "Right, it looks like I'm going to have to stop." But it was easier for him because we were only smoking probably 5 cigs a day. But I've been stopped about 12, 13 years, and he's stopped a month after me, so... I know. The fact of it is, though, Jen, she weren't posh. She were... it was funny because she weren't... I don't know how to like, explain it. She weren't posh. She weren't a scruff, as we call it, but she weren't, if you get like between medium and low. I don't know how to explain. I've never been one to judge people, but I'm trying to explain what she looked like. You could tell she were. I think she might have been like a lesbian. She got, because I've seen her with another woman and holding hands and that, and she got jeans and a t-shirt on like a man. But it what way she were acting, and she's going, "Oh, he don't get a wesh, the scruffy." And it was just where she were talking, it was just funny. She were that what? Can't say stuff like that. We got on bus, and she was sat across from us to his left on front seats, and then we were sat the seats behind back to us to right. And there were what oldish woman that got on in front, sat on like elderly seats in front of us, and she was sat there effing and jeffing on bus, and this elderly woman looked across at her and looked her up and down, didn't she, right? They were proper disgusted with her.
Yeah, I can't say stuff like that.
Proper disgusted, but you could see she wanted to say something to her, but she weren't on bus long enough.
Yeah, crackheads are like pigeons.
Stop it. It was just funny. I tried to get a Kindle, but that wasn't released yet, so I put my grandparents' address at Buckley House, McDonald's phone number, and the book. Smart, so expensive in England. They are I think it's coming up to like £15 for a pack of 20. I'm like, how does people cope? And then they've started all going on to e-cigs now, so they'll smoke e-cigs while they're smoking a cigarette as well. It's like, what's the point of, smoking both at the same time? It must be bad for you. I was smoking both. Well, I got patches, Claire, but it didn't seem to work. It was like they were just stickers, on my skin. So I decided to. They gave me chewing gum. I had chewing gum, and when you first put chewing gum in your mouth, it's okay for a while, but then you can taste another taste, and I think that's like nicotine. And I used to just spit that bit out. And then I went from that onto lollipops. So every time I felt a craving, I'd just stick a lollipop in my mouth and suck on that. And like I said, I just went cold turkey for 2 weeks. I was really, really poorly. Well, like I got flu, but I was laid up in bed for 2 weeks. I was shaking. I was hot and cold. I was just a mess. But I'm glad I did it in a way, because that was my way of saying enough's enough. I'm done. Oh, it was really hard, Jem. But like I said, it's all to do with your head. It's it's just in your head and your process. It's just like cake, really. We all love cake. We all go to cake. You can eat cake, but you've got to only have a certain amount of cake before you start putting weight on. You need to exercise to burn them calories back off. It's the same kind of thing. But the difference is, where we put weight on with cake, smoking, it affects your health, your lungs, and not only that, your pocket with your money. So in a sense, you stop smoking to save yourself money and to help with your health. So it were mainly that, and not only that, there was one particular time where I chucked a cigarette down on the floor in my own garden, waiting for my granddad to pick me up. And Jack is 15 now, but at the time he'd have been about 3 year old. I chucked tab end on the floor and he picked it up, and he was just about to put it to his mouth, and I knocked it out of his hand, and I got on his lap and I said, no, you never do that. That's disgusting. And then it like puzzled to me, because I'm smoking, it makes him think that it's okay for him to do same kind of thing. And cigarettes and ashtrays, and it weren't nice at all. And not only that, I was getting health visitors coming every other week, saying you don't help to quit and stuff like that. And I'm like, if I wanted help to quit, I'd ask for it, but I just said enough's enough. I need to really get my life in order. It's a shame I can't do that for my weight, like, but damn, what's 65 euros? But dollars? Normally. It is dollars, that, isn't it?
I think a minute would be about 65 quid. I don't think there's no difference in exchange rate at the minute.
No, for 40 pack of smokes, it's $65.
Oh, that's bad, that.
Nuts, isn't it? My head is mushed enough, lol. And since I've been stopped smoking, when we
£52.88p.
Damn, for 46.
So it's like £26.44 a pack.
It's 10 quid.
44 pack, yeah.
10 quid more than what we pay then, isn't it?
25, 44 a pack.
There's like 15 quid here, isn't it?
Stop smoking. Nothing else.
But I've noticed since I've started smoking, if we're in front of anybody that's smoking, you can really, really smell it, and it stinks so bad. It's like, did we ever smell like that? And that one thing that really does me head in is these with e-cigs, puffing on them like a blooming choo-choo train. You're behind them and they take a great big puff, and then they blow it, and wind blows it straight into your face, and you're sucking up all their excess e-cig liquid. Like, ugh. Talking about cigs while we're colouring. So funny. But yeah, it reeks. And we've caught quite a few on buses taking crafty puffs sat next to us. I've had to have a go at one of them before. Like, oh, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm not. I pay for my bus, for my bus journey. I don't want to sit here smelling your bloody e-cig stuff. Wind must be a bit hard. It's up and thing up. They sound like something, Jen. Abolish lot for me. They've just brought something else out and replaced it cigs.
Yeah, times I want to take them e-cigs off and shove them right up the pool tube. Looking below smoke then.
It's 24 degrees here already and it's 12 o'clock. Oof. I can feel heat. I don't know if you can see it right. No, it's not. It's not. It's not even showing. It's lighter on here, on video, than it is on here, for some reason. I wonder if I do that, is that better? I think that's better. They say ex-smokers are the worst for telling people they stink. Yes, that's something I do admit to. Because when I stopped smoking, my brother was smoking still, and he was going to back door to smoke, and smoke had come into house sometimes. And when he used to be around me, or when he used to give me a hug before he left, it absolutely reeked, and I'm like, you stink, mate, get away from me, it's disgusting. Yeah, I've got to admit on that one.
Well, pure smell like. I can't.
It's illegal to buy the nicotine for e-cigarettes in Australia. You have to smuggle it in from USA. Blooming heck. I'm gonna say we get you've got two different options, haven't you, with e-cigs in this country? You've got your non-nicotine ones, which I don't see point in use. Why are they even having non-nicotine ones? What's the point in them? And then you get your nicotine ones, which are still you're getting rid of smoking cigarettes and going to e-cigs, which is just the same kind of thing. You're just smoking steam. Like oil, aren't you? So you're going from one bad habit to another, and then you get some that are smoking both. It's puzzling. I'm doing them a greeny colour. I've got a thing for like trying not copy original artwork, but roughly to original. It's never going to be the same as the original, but I always love Christine's work, so colouring them like hers is better for me. It gives me a good, how can I put it? Because sometimes I struggle, especially with live streams, I struggle with, you know, picking and choosing colours. Sometimes I might swap and change colours, but I'm going like a jade green eyes. It does look light, but can see the different shades. Looks great. That's better. Can see shading on the face. Yeah, I'm gonna keep light off, because for some reason it's not showing, you know, in light bit. It's trying, but you can see I've done lighter shade a pencil first, which is the 132 beige red pencil. And then I'm currently using the cinnamon 189 pencil for more darker skin. Just topping it up really. And then for like blushy cheeks, just using these. I've got brown eyes. She's going to have green eyes and brown hair. Believe it or not, Claire, I got a restock of some more pencils. Received them yesterday. Look at all those pretties. I'm always restocking up on Fabers. Fabers are my favourite pencils. Oh no, Jen. I don't suffer with hay fever, which I'm grateful for, because I'd be screwed. Plenty of tablets, antihistamines. I don't know how you cope, to be honest. Yeah, it's you see a lot of people, they struggle with skin tones because they just think, oh, I'll use the one that looks like a skin tone, which is obviously your face colour, which is that one. Everybody will go to your pale tone, skin tone colours, but it's just a case of building up the colour. You've just got to put layers upon layers of different colours. I've learnt myself these two colours, and then the other two ones that I go over the top with for pictures. But really, like I've said earlier, it's the grayscale that helps as well. That helps you to get the tone that you want, because the darker the grayscale, and even better with Christine's paper, it's got something that other colouring books doesn't have. It's hard to explain, and that's why I like to colour Christine's a lot with these Faber-Castells. You can just get the right textured, more, you know, I'm trying to look for the word. you just get the right consistency with the pencils onto the paper. You don't need to overdo it. Yeah, and it's, even though it's got more tooth, it's really soft still. I just love the texture of paper, and every time I colour it on her artwork, it doesn't look as shabby as what it does on some other books. I just love it. I really do. And my Faber-Castells are always my go-to, and I'll always use my Fabers on her artwork. I won't use any other pencils. I don't need to. I've got all I need with Faber-Castells for this paper. I love my Faber-Castells. I got quite a few different sets before I had my Faber-Castells, and as soon as I had my Faber-Castells bought, I haven't really touched my older pencils. It still doesn't look right on video. It's doing me head in, because I can see what it looks like from this end, and it's completely different to what it's showing on video on live stream. So I will be putting a finished picture up when I've finished it on to community tab and in group. So just don't highlight a bit at darker areas. So I'm going a bit darker around edging, pressing a bit more. Yeah, I've stopped buying the more budget pencils, especially now when I've been using my Fabers and my Prismas more than anything. I'm going to colour Crow black. Oh, and occasionally, just like smooth it over, I use my white Faber-Castell. Don't be closing the door, it's too warm. Don't be closing the door, it's too warm.
I'm not.
So I'll just use my white pencil and just lightly go over the highlighted areas. I don't use blending pencils. I have got those, is it those cardboard paper type ones? But I don't find them to be as useful as using a white pencil. It's not as light as what it's showing on video. It's really frustrating. So just touching it up on whiter areas. Never mind, Jen, just take your time, there's no rush. Not for you anyway. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to get this done in live stream. I never do. When I try the blending pencil, I find this ink smudges if you go over it. Yeah. I don't know if it's me doing something wrong or not. You see, I don't use blending pencil on any inks or anything, but I've noticed with blending pencil when it comes to pencils, it just doesn't blend as well as what a white pencil does, if you get what I mean. A blending pencil, it just, I don't know. I find it hard to explain sometimes. It just doesn't go how I want it to go. So I just use my white pencil, which works wonders. It makes it lighter, like the light's shining on that particular area. I like to use my Dermot blender. I needed it a lot on the eerie pages. The paper has a coating on it that rejects pencils. Alright. I know my friend Tiana's got some eerie books. She's done flip throughs of it, but I've not bought any of those. But that's one thing I haven't got, a blending pencil. Yeah. Luckily, with the white pencil, I don't have that issue with the tooth white pictures in it. You still get the same effect if you use a blending pencil with white pencil. I don't see any anyway. If you just go over, you don't even have to press, just gently. I had to base the page with Goldman satin glue so it was easier. Yes, I will try my white pencil next time. Sounds like a good idea. You see, I don't even use. I've seen people saying that they use liquids and stuff, but I've never even attempted to do anything like that. I even struggle to use, me pastels sometimes. Hi, Addicted. Welcome. Hope you're well. But yeah, I don't need to use blending pencils. I just use my white pencil. That just does a same kind of job anyway. Yeah, and I'm complete opposite, Jen. You see, I can't get on with pens because they leave them streak marks. No matter how many times I've tried to colour it, it just seems to leave streak marks all the time. So I don't use my pencils. My pens. I go to my pencils every single time. Hi, Zoe. I'll have to write it down because I'm getting, I need to remember everybody's names. Welcome to the live stream, Zoe. Good. Glad to hear you're doing good. A bit warm, but I'll cope. Supposed to be getting up to 30 degrees here. I'm gonna melt. I wasn't too sure reason I put a question mark. All right. Well, thank you very much for subbing to me. So, whereabouts are you in UK? Claire used to live in UK, but she's in Australia now. Jen's in UK too. Fussel was here not long ago. She's in Germany. See, I'm getting used to everybody now. You know, way to go, me. I'll get there eventually. I just hope that eventually I don't have like 60 people join and I'm having to remember everybody. Swindon. Nah, you're going to have to help me with that because I'm not very good with... In it?
No.
Where is it? Swindon.
Oh, Swindon. Oh, it's Swindon.
No, Swindon.
Still not far. I don't think so. Where's it, Swindon?
No, just put Swindon. She's more south, I think.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. What is it, Swindon?
Wiltshire.
Yeah. So it is, it's not that far though.
Oh, you're up north, Jen. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm doing well at remembering. Swinton is where my bestie lives. Not far from me. Barnsley. Good old Barnsley. Everybody's subbing to everybody. I love it. Not far then, Zoe. I'm going to get confused now between addicted and Zoe. Oh no. I'm getting used to it. I'm remembering everybody's names. I will get there with knowing where everybody lives too. Most of the time, I don't even remember what I had to eat yesterday, so... You still here, Fussel, or have you gone to work? I bet she's gone to work. It's, I think it's because I see names on chat as well, so I see people's YouTube name and I just go with that, and then the people know who I'm talking to. It's like if two people come in and they're both called Zoe, if I say Zoe, somebody will be thinking, you'll be getting confused who I'm talking to, that as well. But no, I'll still call you Zoe, I'll just take me a while. I answer to any name that used to my mum going through them all before she got the Jen, I am like that with all my lads. I'm like it with them. We've got 5 in our house, so I go through them all. There's times I need Ruben. I'll go, right, Jack, Elijah. No, Ruben. And go through them all. So I know a feeling. Think Fussell might be finished any second, lol. Sure said hour or so left. Yeah, she said she got to go to work, didn't she? She had an hour spare before she was going to work. She might have gone. She said she'd go back to me live stream when she got home. Well, I can imagine his reply. I used to be called Carl, my brother, or Joyce, my auntie, so yeah, I'll answer to anything. That's funny, that, though, because when my parents were expecting me, they really, really liked Liana. Not Leanne, Liana. And when it come to it, they couldn't spell Liana. Even me, as it stands, only way I would spell it is Learnna, Liana. But I think it was my dad that couldn't spell it, so my mum changed my name to Jane. And I don't like it. I don't even like my middle name, so. And I think my mum named me after her best friend from school. Thank you, Claire. I'm getting there. I just wish video would pick up the tone. For some reason, it's just not. But I will put a picture on anyway, so it doesn't matter. My sister got Deborah instead of Deborah for the same reasons, though. You see, when I look at that style, Jen, a Deborah, it looks like a zebra. We just put a Z there instead of a D, zebra. Juliet. It's funny because we won't even think of it. I have loads of names, but I couldn't think of a name that would really suit me, to be honest, other than what I've got. So even changing it, I couldn't do it. I forgot that word. Damn. Mr. Peace. It's a bosom. She's an animal attached on zebra. I was going to be Josephine, but my mum didn't like shortening names and she knew I would be called Jo, so I was Claire. But it's the same with that. My oldest two lads, my oldest one, he's called Lewis, and his dad wanted to call him Louis, Louis, and I didn't like it. That's like Luis, and I just didn't like it. I didn't get on with it, so we ended up spelling it Lewis. Then I picked Jack for my second son. And then me and my current partner decided, well, to be honest, I don't know if you've heard of it before, but when I was pregnant with my third son, it come back that he could have had possible Down syndrome. You have that test done, and it could, like, 1 in so many, 250 or something like that, a possible Down syndrome. And they gave me an option to have a test done to see if, to rule it out, basically. And it's called an amniocentesis. And that was scary. It was a huge long needle that went into the womb. And there were risks that, I could have had a miscarriage if the baby had moved while it were happening. Luckily it didn't, and it was successful. But it was a scary time, and when we had it, Brian said, I wanna call him Angel Gabriel, for going through all that and being a trooper. And I said, no, I don't like Gabriel. He goes, well, it'd be Gabe for short, and I'm like, nope, I don't like it. He goes, all right, then I want to call him Maximus, Max for short, and I'm like, no, I don't like Maximus. And then we ended up deciding on Elijah, and then we had to pick a middle name. I picked Riley, so Elijah Riley. And he's like, oh, people will call him Eli for short. It's not going to happen, but to be honest, they don't. We've not heard one person, have we, call him Eli. It's just been Elijah, his full name, which I'm quite pleased about, because if you've not already seen it before, the originals and Vampire Diaries, Ray, Elijah, I love Elijah in that. So to see his name being used in a show like that, it was really cool. And then we had as youngest, which is Reuben. It is that I love Elijah. We've never called him Eli. Yes, tall, dark and handsome. Yeah. Everybody were going out for go on Niklaus, but I preferred Elijah. He just had something about him. And then we got pregnant with my youngest. And it didn't take us long to decide on a name for him, did it?
No, so I'll let you pick that one.
Yeah, Bri let me pick his youngest name. It were a case we were looking. I was just basically looking on Google, just looking at boys' names, and I noticed this name, Reuben. Yeah, it is. Well, to be honest though, when I've watched Vampire Diaries, I love both Damon and Stefan. They both had their own characteristics about them, and they both were appealing. Stefan for his gentle natured side, romantic, caring, etc. But also Damon for his more demony ways. so to put. So I liked them both anyway. But when Michelson's come along, it put a spanner in works because I liked Elijah then as well. But yeah, I just was looking on Google and I come across Reuben, Rueben, because there's certain ways you can spell Reuben, which you can do it Rueben, Reuben, and Ruben. So different ways you can spell it. But I went with the Rue for Reuben. And I'd not even heard of it in Barnsley or anywhere, to be honest. I'd never heard of it. I'd not seen it online or anything. And then we had to pick a middle name, and I wanted something where, you know, when the friends come over and say, for short, I don't know, is TJ playing? I wanted another name to rhyme with Reuben. And then I was having another look and I come across Jessie. Obviously not the girl's name, which is Jessie. We did it the boys' way around, which is Jesse. So we named him Reuben Jessie. And I said his friends will come calling on him saying, is RJ playing? Sometimes we like send little nicknames, so which Rubes, come here. Even his personal teaching assistant at school will go, Rubes. So that's like his, I won't say a pet name, but it's just something for short instead of Reuben. But when I was pregnant with him, my midwife, when I was having him, midwife at hospital, she, you know, when they talk to you and ask you what you're doing, what names you having him and that, I just said to her, so he's going to be Reuben. And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I've got a son called Reuben. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And he was born. So my midwife, her son was called Reuben. He was 7. But I've not even heard of it. But it was spelled Reuben, which I was doing it Rueben. And then after that, we've heard Reuben quite a lot now, haven't we, Bri? He went to school, at primary school, the one, not this one that he's at now, but he went to the one previous. And there were about 2-3 different Reubens there. So that was frustrating. They're like, no, I wanted him to be like unique. Very rare. But it didn't matter after a while. I've got used to it. And then it went like top 100 boys' names in space, I think like 3 years. I'm like, damn. I like Stefan to start. Yeah, I think it was just one of them things. I liked both. I couldn't compare one between other. Like I say, I love Stefan for his romantic, caring, and just the way he were, his personality. And then Damon come along, and it's like he's the darker side of Stefan. So I like the darker side as well. So I fell in love with them both. So when one died, I was gutted. And then Michelson's turned up and threw spanner in works, because then it were like a triangle affair then. I loved all 3. My eldest was made in Israel, so I called him Luke, and I think he thinks he's Jewish because he called his son Seth. Oh, I like that name, Seth. If they have another boy, it would be Eli. So cool. I also like Klaus. Yeah, I like Klaus because he was a bit of a rebel and he didn't care. But I didn't like his mean streak. And then when he got Ailey pregnant and they had that baby, and then Originals come out, I watched all them. Rebecca, she used to do my head in. Rebecca, the sister. until originals ended. She looked after it. Klaus and Haley's daughter. My fiance's nephew is Ruben. Yeah, it's becoming more and more popular. Is Ruben? I can't believe how much it's took off. Names. Rue. Yeah, we just, I think that everybody just calls him Rubes. Rubes for short. It was me that started it. I'll say Rubes. Everybody else follows suit. He was saying yesterday, come out and he goes, I've been watching them doing the sports day to this particular place. I forgot my drinks bottle, and the next minute we could hear Rubes. It was his teaching assistant shouting him back to say that she'd been carrying his drinks bottle all day. I'm getting there. I've watched all originals though, but I've not watched any legacies. I think it's the case of I think there's only I don't know if Caroline's in it, and there's Rick in there. Is it Rick? No, not Rick. It's Alaric. He's running to school into where the daughter is. So I think it's just Caroline and him from main Vampire Diaries. I think once they pop all, original cast off it, I lose interest. It's same with Walking Dead. I was watching that, and then I didn't bother. My brother says, "Oh, watch Fear Walking Dead." I've watched them up to a point, and then it started to get a bit daft. I think they get to a point where they struggle to come up with better ideas for stuff. Aussies always shorten names. If your name is Gary, you'll get called Gazza, or Darren is Dazza. Postman. Thank you. I got bored with Walking Dead. I watched, I think I've watched up to season 10, because you can get it on Amazon. But it's like all else. I think it's got boring. All Rick left. There was just no point watching it. I watched Fear Walking Dead. That were alright to an extent. I've not gone quiet, I'm just reading something. They're a joke, aren't they? TV licence. No watching or streaming live TV shows from online TV services like ITV Hub, all for Amazon Prime Video or YouTube. We don't do it. We don't even watch any TV shows anyway. My dog gets called a lot of things. Walking Dead's, I think it's been alright up till Rick left. They started popping off all characters, and it all started with Rick. So I mean, I knew there's got to be a point where they kill him off anyway. But I think him not being in it makes it a bit more miserable. And you don't even get any. They took him in helicopter. You don't even get to see him. What's happened to him? Where's he gone? You know, where they go back and forth to different characters. I'd have preferred them to like show that he's still alive. I mean, they took him when he was alive. So, I mean, I haven't watched season 11. I've only watched so much of season 10 on Amazon Prime. But I've always enjoyed Walking Dead, and I've watched it. But like I say, it's I think it's when they kill all characters off it starts getting a bit boring, because you're used to them same people. Sarah, her hubby is done, she calls him Daz. So do I know my friend Tiana's subscribed to Chronic Colouring Down Under. She does colour alongs with her and a few others. But no, I don't like I've said before, I don't really watch any YouTube videos, tutorials or anything. I just come on YouTube, do my live streams and colour alongs, and then I hop back off, do my own things, and then come back on. So I'm not being rude or ignorant. It's just family wise and that. I do comment and talk to people on YouTube, like my friend and that. So I'm not that much of a. I don't know how to explain. I'm not that evil. I do watch some videos. I mean, I'm more onto I watch Exotics Lair and the Dark Den more than anything. There's just them videos that I watch about tarantulas and stuff, and tarantula cat, because I've got my own tarantulas, so I watch a lot of that. I think it's mainly we communicate to do buddy colour alongs and stuff. Well, we've had TV license, trying to get in touch with us to get a TV license because we haven't got one. But we've not had one for years. We don't watch normal TV. It's very rare. It's just Netflix that we watch stuff. I have Amazon Prime, but it's just for me deliveries. But they've been in touch, and Brian's told them that we don't have a TV. Well, we have TV, but we don't have aerial or anything. We don't watch normal TV or live stream any TV channels and such. and they've sent a letter today, so they've marked it down as no license needed, but they're going to still send people out to come and check us, to catch us out basically at some point. But they'll not catch no on us because there's no aerial plugged into TV anyway. We don't watch it. It's all through internet. Just watch YouTube. Not YouTube, Netflix. So they can come out. Honestly, you'll get some people. Just had a few asking how I pay for things when I don't have a job because of mental health. So I said I have a fiance. She then proceeds to ask me how I pay for rent. Just tell them to stop being so blooming nosy. I just ignore them.
You know my responsibility when I ask me.
I just ignore them. I don't even respond to them. Not worth time of day. I mean, none of your business. Exactly, none of the business. Didn't even reply back. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, tarantulas. My friend wants one as a pet. Her hubby says no, not in your Nelly. I have got 6 tarantulas. So tell her to go and jump. When she starts paying your bills, then she can start to question you on your money, cheeky bit. Do you have to have a TV license when you don't watch normal TV? It's basically... on here, I know I shouldn't be doing it on YouTube, but it says here, look, I'll pop it here so you can read it. No watching or downloading BBC programmes on iPlayer. No watching or recording live TV on any channel, not just the BBC. No watching or recording live TV from paid for TV services like Sky, Virgin Media or BT. No watching or streaming live TV shows from online TV services like ITV Hub, all for Amazon Prime Video or YouTube. But they've put it down that we've got no license needed and it's valid till June 2024, so they can shove it because they'll not catch me out. Normal TV is absolutely rubbish. I know, right? The block button is very tempting. Just block them, so don't give them time of day. I remember my grandma complaining about the poll tax when she was alive. It seemed like a tax for breathing. They're taxing everything. It's a nightmare.
Would it a good investment then?
I have a fiance who loves and cares for me. That's it. I don't even, like I say, I don't even bother with TV. Only time TV goes on is when I'm watching Netflix or... Yeah, it says Netflix, but it's... Oh, no, not Netflix. It doesn't say Netflix. It's just YouTube and Amazon Prime. I've got Amazon Prime, but I'm not going to stream Amazon Prime shows on YouTube or anywhere, am I? But they can come. They'll not catch me out. Like I said, I don't say... I've got TV, but I just play games or watch stuff on Netflix. Watch stuff on Amazon Prime. It's just another way of getting money. Swines. I think I'm nearly enough done on this one. It's a tax for nothing. Hey of you. Welcome. I hope you're okay. Thank you so much. Block lol, can't be asked to people like that. I don't even bother with them. As soon as they start acting like that, I just don't even reply back. Block button's a good way. Wings. I could not work out how they know you'll have one on TV or 10. It's like a transmitter from signal at top of your house from your it's like receiver. They've got a van. They go riding around in a van and see if there's a signal coming off it. If there's a signal, they'll come to your house, knock at your door, and have a look, see if you're watching telly, see if you've got an aerial plugged in. That's how they find your heart. But we've not got one plugged in, so they'll not capture the heart anyway. So thank you, Claire. She's looking better now, isn't she? I just wish it had shown more prominent on videos. I mean, obviously I'll be coming off at 2 o'clock, so we've got an hour left. Yeah, a good hour for more talking and colouring. But once I've finished, I'll be putting a picture up on my community tab so you can see. Be putting it in group as well. We'll make an album for it as well. I am good, feeling much better. Awesome. I'm glad you're feeling better. I can't wait to see it finished. I really can't. Just love Christine's pictures. I love colouring them. Goodness gracious, to get in our home, they would need a search warrant. They can come and have a look in my house. They'll not find out. I'm poor. Again, using white pencil for highlights on skin, smudging, so you don't get them streaky bits. I want to 220. Wow. That's a lot of money, that. I don't even... I'm not bothered about Derwent pencils, to be honest. Yeah, I've had the same issue sometimes. Pencils are even broken. I'm trying to remember the last set that I got that were broken, to be honest. It's been a while. I'm just going over to some areas that look a bit too white. Just doing it a bit darker areas. I like to go over it a couple of times just to make sure that it looks okay. No, I don't blame you, Claire. I won't be spending that amount of money either. I think most I've spent is 180 on my Faber-Castell Polychromos. That's most I've ever spent. I like the Albions. I want some of them, but people have said don't bother if you prefer your polys. Just don't bother getting Albions. You need a little pencil extender for that nubby. I have some Arteses like that. To be honest, so look at all these. These are all my scraps. I just chuck me shorter, my shorter nubs in there. They'll come to some use. And I've got pencil extenders. They're just not wide enough for me Faber-Castells, unfortunately. Broken cores are awful. It happened with my dark green Prisma, so I got it open stock. Yeah, that's the best thing about it. You can get them open stock. Hi, Dawn. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're well, darling. Hiya, Charlotte, love. Hope you're alright, sweetie. Is it not to worry? You can still join in when you're ready. You can always go back to it. No rush. I'm glad you all made it anyway. I'm just been going over at some areas. You don't always have to colour, you can just come and chat. Best thing about it. I know this moon glows, so I don't want to press too hard around that area because I need to put glow on the skin. I'll be right back, find something to eat. I've not even eaten today. I'm glad you've made it. Thank you, Charlotte, darling. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, for my skin tones, I know people have already heard me saying it, but I use the beige red 132 for the first layer of layering skin. Then I use the I think cinnamon 189 to go over the top of it for darker areas and just going over lighter skin tone. And then I'll use the white to just go over highlights. And then I will be using either of these pencils, which is the Coral 131 and Salmon 130, just to get that just that pinky effect to look like skin, even though she doesn't really need it, to be honest. Thank you, Dawn. Yes, definitely, Claire. You're not on Facebook, are you, Claire? I'm gonna say it'd be nice to have a look, see if you see your finished pictures. It's all right, Charlotte. You'll be able to rewatch this later if you wanted to. Yeah, definitely. Enjoy time with your mum. Already gone, I think. Just trying to get right consistency. It's completely fine, Jen. There's no rush. You can still join in later when you're feeling up to it. Thanks, darling. I'll have another cuppa, if you don't mind. And this is why it takes me like a day or two to do one of these pictures because I like to take my time and make sure that I do it right. That it doesn't look rubbish. I think that'll be fine. I need to find out if I put my book. Salmon. Salmon. Might be better for salmon. 130. Thank you, Claire. Well, if you can see it, can you all see difference? You look at that in person, and then look at that.
Looks a lot lighter.
Looks different.
A lot lighter.
Yeah, that one looks lighter though, but this one looks just like that.
Yeah.
So why is consistency different?
Because that light.
Yeah, but there's no light there.
There is though, there's daylight.
Yeah, but it's same when I put that on. Look.
That's a lot lighter.
It's even lighter, but it don't look like that in person. So it gives people a different. It's driving me nuts. Yes. Like I said, I first started on line art, and when I look back at my line art, I've come on so much since using grayscale coloured books. My first grayscale was Molly Harrison, and it took off immediately. It took off immediately, and I prefer grayscale now to line art. And people say grayscale's for the easier people because it all automatically gives them the shading where they needed it. But it's not a case of that, because even though I colour grayscale, I can go to my line art now and know where the shading needs to be. So it gives you a way to understanding on different light shades and where shading needs to be. So it does teach you in a way on where your shading needs to be. So learning to colour grayscale gives you a good idea on your line art, and it betters your line art. As I've noticed over years, colouring grayscale is a way of teaching yourself how to do your line art, which I've always found a lot helpful. Welcome back, Dawn. I didn't even know you're gone. I think the light blows her out as it makes her look light. Yeah, it does. That's why I've turned it back off. But it's funny because from where I'm looking at, it looks different to what it's showing on my live stream video that I can see. It's looking lighter when it's actually darker. So it's just driving me nuts. Sometimes I like perfection. I don't care what people think, well, we have to do what we enjoy. That's exactly true. Yeah, I learned that, Claire. It does me heading because people say that grayscale's for easier because all shading's there for you. But that's not the case, because you've still got to blend, you've still got to layer. You've still got to do all the things that you do with line art as well. And even though that there's grey in it, there's still line. It's still like a line art. You've got darker areas than other, but it does help you learn how to colour line art, because then you know where to shade, where your darker areas need to be. So I definitely recommend grayscale to everybody. If I'd have had somebody come to me when I first started colouring and say, look, skip line art, that's for more advanced colourists, people that have coloured for even 2 years or longer, go straight to grayscale, then you get an idea on how to colour your line arts. And I've always said to newbies, definitely go for grayscale and learn your shading and everything from grayscale pictures. But I just prefer grayscale anyway. There's just something different about grayscale to line art. But there's a lot of colourists, a lot of artists that just do line art work anyway. So you're still learning either way. You're welcome, Don.
It's like a sauna in there.
You're brave. Anybody could just walk in.
No,
Might nick us food. Oh, don't worry about it here. We're all gonna get on here. We don't have nobody that's nasty here. So you should be quite relaxed here, honestly. Everybody's welcoming, everybody's joyous, and no bad vibes here. You're perfectly fine. That's it, Claire. 100% agree. It's alright, so my other half's on PlayStation. Just shows them for the kind of people they are, Dawn. No need for people to be nasty without a reason. You're safe here, no one is nasty. Exactly. Everybody's alright here. No problems whatsoever. Yeah. It's exactly the same for me. Now I'm using this to touch up on making her have like blushy cheeks. I don't need to press hard. I just wish it'd show you on video like it is in person. So frustrating because she looks so pretty. I love her already. Even got Brian to have a look, and even he says it looks completely different in person than what it does on screen. So frustrating. But I think with this I'm gonna go around her a bit. Oh yes. Ruben would get his two-penny thin. Luckily, I'm doing it while he's at school, so I get a bit of quiet. Thank you, Dawn. I try my best. Yeah. It's just you get your ugly people in this world, and you get your lovely people. And to be honest, it does me head in when people can criticise others for the colouring or just being them. There's just no need for it whatsoever. I mean, my little boy Ruben at school, there's this lady. She's a dwarf. And kids being kids, he looks at her and he has a chuckle. And many a times I'll explain to him, it's to do with the bones. The bones hasn't let her grow properly, or trying to explain to him the best way I can for him to understand, because obviously with his developmental delays, he doesn't understand it as well as what a child of his age would. So I'm trying to explain it best way possible for him to understand. But he'll chuckle sometimes, and I'll say, look, there's things like this happens, and there's people out there that have got disabilities, and that he's got disabilities in a way. He's got cleft palate, he's got developmental delays, he's got deafness. So is one of the people that is laughing at. And for him to understand, he's got to understand that I'll tell him, you've got disabilities. Just like you with your deafness, this lady's got problems with her bones that doesn't let her grow, and that it's called dwarfism. It's just one of them things, just keep instilling it into him for him, to understand. The colouring community is the nicest. On Facebook I was in the crystal community, and some people were toxic, so I left the Facebook. You can find some lovely groups. I mean, first group I ever joined colouring wise was Molly Harrison group, and that's where I met my dear friend Tiana. We've been friends for 6 years now. We send birthday cards, Christmas cards, birthday presents, Christmas presents. Sometimes if there were one time she was really, really down. She'd lost a family member, and I sent her a little pick-me-up box. And it's really nice when you can make friends like that and send each other gifts and enjoy receiving and giving. I love it. So you can find some really good friends. But I first joined Molly Harrison group on Facebook. Then I opened my own Facebook for Kirby Rosane's, which is I think it's Fantasy World of Kirby Rosane's colouring books or something like that. And then I noticed a woman putting a picture on dark gothic, gruesome, gory picture of I think it was Jason Voorhees slitting a woman's throat, and everybody went ballistic on this woman's picture, like, that's disgusting, that's atrocity, it shouldn't be on the colouring groups, that's inciting violence, and you shouldn't be allowed to colour them sort of things. And I mentioned on post, I says, look, it's just a picture. She enjoys colouring that type of genre of pictures. She shouldn't be criticised on what she likes to colour. I says, it's just like you colouring, I don't know, in reference a Christianity book, with all these Jesus Bible verses and stuff. They were putting those on. I said, it's just like you doing that, and then her commenting on your picture, that shouldn't be on there. Jesus is not real, God's not real, that shouldn't be put on here, it's giving wrong incentive and stuff like that. It's just a blooming colouring page. People like to colour different things. It's like people love horror films, others love romantic films, others like comedy films, others like indie films. Who cares what the colour? Just colour what you want to colour and just leave them be. But they were proper being mean and nasty, and that was when I thought to myself, right, I'm going to open this horror colouring group, and they can put all the graphic, gory, detailed pictures on there, and it's drama free, and all the people that like that kind of thing all join, because I've got questions where, do you like this type of genre? Do you own these type of genres? Are you going to be active? Blah blah blah. Just to rule out the people that saying they're going to join group and cause a scene, but I'll block them. And it's took off. I've only got 60 people, I think it is, on my group at minute, but it's been open a year, It's just getting it out and about, and you're not allowed to share groups either, so it makes it a bit harder for people to find your group. But yeah, I've not had no issues whatsoever. People are uploading all sorts of things. We have themes running each month, different one. The one that's running at the moment is Children of Horror. So people are calling like horror pictures of kids. It's really fun. I enjoy running that group. Me and my friend Tiana run it. But yeah, Facebook can get a bit toxic sometimes. I've got Instagram. There's always at least one bad apple. They have no place here. We all colour to release stress, not cause other people. That's exactly true, though. I've said that every time. If there's anybody that comes here causing me problems, they get booted. Out you go. Oh, I love colouring, I love chatting, I love colouring, I love spending time with you all, I love being on here. I love it that much that I forget to colour. Oh dear. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's same with any other community. You're just gonna find. In fact, you don't even have to find them. They find you, and you just have to block them, ignore them, don't even let them get to you. It's the best way to deal with those. I'm getting a bit ruckly chest for some reason. That's it, Claire. Everybody should be able to colour what they want, and they were proper laying into her, and I thought it's not fair at all. There's nothing wrong with making cards. Saves you going out buying them. Exactly, Jen. That's what I was trying to get across to people. It shouldn't matter what the colour. If you don't like it, just scroll on past. You know what I mean? You don't have to engage in that picture. Just ignore it and... You know, they do. They just look for things to moan about and cause people stress. She ended up taking it off, or admins took it off and then basically said no more graphic, dark pictures and stuff like that. And it's like, it's wrong. It really is. Yeah. I've said there's no any drama here. They're off under my boot. That's true though. I colour for the exact same reason. It's helped me a lot over years with my stress, anxiety. And not only that, I can colour and it seems only 2 minutes ago when you look, it's been a good few hours. And it's like, wow, time's flown. Like today, I bet you're all going to be shocked, aren't you? We've been on 2 hours and 28 minutes. Get ready for it. I've got to come off in 29 minutes, which I'm gutted about because I've been looking forward to this colouring all week. Chatting and that. I'm going to go and do school runs and tea. Then I'll carry on with my colouring. I didn't say anybody in particular got to do tea. He's making out that he does tea every day. I'm going to cause an argument now, aren't we? Huh?
No.
I do cook, everybody. I do cook. He's making out I don't cook at all. I've been live for 2 hours and 29 minutes, Dawn. It's gone fast today. I've got to come off at 2 o'clock because I've got my son to pick up from school. The Beauty of Horror is a good series of books. It's not to everyone's taste, but you should colour what you want. Yeah, I've got all Beauty of Horrors. He's bringing another one out in August. I've just recently finished colouring Stranger Things one. I haven't even thought about tea, lol. Hope Darren isn't hungry when he gets in. Poor Darren, if he's hungry, he's not going to be getting food for a bit. It's too warm as well. It's like, it says it's 24 degrees on my PC, but I think it's warmer than that now. I'm just going to have a quick look.
That's good, actually.
What?
That's good.
Let's go. She's not plugged in. I don't even have Alexa plugged in. The high will be 26 degrees. Saying that it's going to get to 26 degrees at 3 o'clock, so we're going to be melting. Just like yesterday. Lovely. That's very unfair. I love to colour, but I'm not a Rita Berman fan, but I wouldn't comment badly on someone who likes Rita. That's it, Claire. There's just lots and lots of selfish people that just thinks that just being horrible gets them somewhere, and it doesn't. What's for dinner? I don't know. What's for dinner, bro?
But I didn't do it.
I didn't say you didn't do it.
I don't know. I ain't got that far.
Where did I say that you didn't do it? He says he don't know. He ain't got that far yet. It's morning here. It's 1:35 p.m. here, Dawn. You'll watch today will be the day he finishes early. Probably. I've been sat eating grapes all, but I'm ill later. I haven't had grapes for years. It's 8:30 p.m. and I haven't had my dinner yet. Go and get something to eat, Claire. I cook every day too. Would be nice for the other half to offer once in a while, but no. I do offer. Don't even dare. I'm waiting for him to start moaning at me now. He does cook. I've not said that he hasn't, but he does cook. But I do offer occasionally. I'll make spag bol or corned beef hash. Oh God, wind's picking up and all.
Good.
I don't want to be blown away. But yeah, we do take it in turns sometimes, and sometimes we'll get a takeaway if we can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered.
You can't be bothered when it's too warm. Yes, Jen, blame me. Everybody blames me. He does the washing up instead. I do wash up.
Huh?
I do wash up. Don't even go there. Oh, we're going to end up fighting soon.
I'm not saying nothing.
Don't even go there.
I'm not saying no.
I've washed some clothes this morning while you've cut grass. All packed suitcases last night while you were playing on your game.
I'm not going to hold it for like another.
I don't care. I will stick something in the oven and make a salad. What is that noise? What's that? Plane? Sounds like a stealth plane.
I don't know if it is.
Oh, I missed corned beef hash. I made it for Sunday dinner.
Yeah, she wanted a breakfast from Sunday dinner.
Yeah, I made it Sunday. I eat a lot of fruit. I think it's just a case of that from being little to around about 15, I've always had rubbish food. It's always been like deep fat fried stuff. Nothing healthy. I never were offered fruit when I was little, so I think it's just one of those things that I can't maintain eating fruit a lot. It's I wish I could, but it's I don't know if it's the texture in my mouth. I can eat a couple, like I've had apples, bananas, strawberries, but I can't eat a lot of it. And I'll probably have a bowl once in a month or something like that. I use the slow cookers, can't use the cooker if I'm in alone, so normally you can smell the food when he opens the door. Today I'll smell the air freshener. We don't have a slow cooker. He just cooked everything into normal cooker oven. I am laughing my head off, you two are so funny. Oh, we're like two married old couple, aren't we?
Hmm?
Like a married old couple, aren't we? When we get going.
No, you get going out.
No, you get going too.
No.
Yeah. I live alone, so I have to make dinner and wash up. Feel so sad that you're alone, Claire. Come back to Barnsley. Yeah, I don't know what it was. We're going to get up and have a look, but I couldn't be bothered. Huh? Oh, we're going to have a look, but I couldn't be bothered to get up and have a look. It didn't sound like a normal plane. It might have been like, it sounded like a stealth plane. Oh, nothing wrong with being short. Brian's short. Aren't you, Brian? You're 4 foot. I live with my mum and dad. I have special needs. Oh, bless. I'm short, Dawn. I'm wide too. I'm average me. I'm 5'10", and I'm plump. I don't say wide, I sound plump. Although I've referred to myself as the Michelin woman because I've got tyres around my midriff. I will come back just to visit you. Oh, Claire. You're welcome anytime. We can have colouring buddy colour alongs all day, every day. Well, I say all day, every day. It'll be...
Where is she?
She's in Australia.
Stay with her. When I come to this dump, I'd love to get off this rock.
You see, Claire, Brian wants to go to Australia. He's been wanting to go and live there, hasn't you?
Mm-hmm. That's how we're a wee kid.
He loves koalas. Five, 3. Jen, I don't care what you look like. Long you're nice to me, look is nothing, sweetie. Bless. Going to make fish and chips and onion banges with salad. I would even cook for you. Haha, I don't think you would like 40 degrees plus heat.
I even bother.
Get stuff. That's just said I can't cope with heat that we've got today at 24 degrees Celsius.
It's cooking. I'm not bothered about it even going on. It's cooking in it. With wallabies and that.
She lives on her own. Claire.
I'll be sorted with wallabies, man.
Claire, Bryce says he'll be sorted with wallabies. He's on next plane. You see, I can't cope with heat. I'm fat. I can't do it. Eat me. Today's killing me. I haven't even been outside. Well, I went outside this morning, but it weren't as hot. It's 24 degrees now, and it's going to get to 20. It's supposed to be getting to 29 degrees when we go and pick little one up from school. So I'm going to be melting. I can't do it. Eat, but I do want to visit Australia to go to. What?
Koala bears, I get to cuddle one.
You can't. They're nasty.
Okay. Don't be nasty with me.
They won't be nasty with you. You have to go to Steve Irwin's zoo. Be a zookeeper for that day. I think I'm done with that now. Oh, no, I've missed. I've missed it here. This side. God damn it. Jen, I don't make others. No. Told you I was short. Does rest his elbow on my head. I am on the floor laughing. He's wanting to cuddle koalas, Claire. He says that they'll not bite him, they'll love him. I said they can be nasty. It is cold and raining tonight, Bri. He's shaking his shoulders, he don't care. Do you want to go on next plane?
Huh?
You want to go on next plane?
We're all going.
We all going?
Yeah, I'm staying there. I'll stay there.
I thought you needed a visa to live in Australia. You've got to work and all.
Huh?
You've got to work.
I'm a nut job.
You've got to have plenty of money behind you for you to live in Australia. To be able to look after your stens and that.
The waiting show me over here. I'm looking over there. I do apologise, I forgot.
Yeah, he swore. Luckily no children around. I'm not nasty to you, I like you as a friend. Bless. Oh no, I was talking to Jane and Brian. That little one, lol. I wasn't calling you a nasty, Dawn, sorry if you thought that. Oh dear. I missed her ear at this side. God damn it. Right, I don't think I've missed any others now. I think I've got all the skin done. I'm going to do it brown, Jen. Like a mousy brown, I think. Koalas are bad and they have chlamydia. We have to import them from the eastern states because they're only at the zoo in Western Australia. Yeah, I've been watching, you know, Irwin's. It's on Discovery Plus. I've been watching that, and that tells you that it's obviously chlamydia is sexually transmitted. It's obviously sexually transmitted, and they get transmitted from koala to koala, doesn't it? A lot of not survived, and I think it can pass on to the young as well, I think. Oh my, I read it totally wrong. How did you read it, Jen? You see, Claire, Brian likes his koalas because it were all for his nan when she were alive. Weren't you, darling? Mm-hmm. And his nan used to go to Australia to go and see her son, his Uncle Brian, who lives in Australia. And when she used to come back, she used to buy him stuff to do with koalas, didn't she?
Aye.
And ever since then, he's had a thing for koala bears. And this is it. He'd love to go to Australia just for koalas. And kangaroos, did you say?
Mm.
They can be nasty and all.
Oh, okay.
They can kick you.
Kick 'em up.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Are we quite finished? This is why I don't allow him on live streams, everybody. Foul mouth, and he's washing out with soap.
I said what I think. It's not my fault.
You don't kick animals.
Huh?
You don't hurt animals. It's animal cruelty.
I'll skin him if
Oi! Less. No more. See what I have to put up with, ladies. And gents, if there's any gents. I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Crocoseum. There were a video pop up on, I think it was Facebook or YouTube, with Robert Irwin. A lass from America tried to get his number, but he diverted it and told her to go to Instagram. So cheeky. Bindy's had a little girl and all. She's about coming up to 2-year-old and all, isn't she? Goes fast. I think Terry's amazing to keep everything going and keep fighting for what Steve wanted and that. Kids following in suit. I love watching the show, but I've watched them all. There's no new seasons on. Getting notifications on Facebook now. Oh, right. Claire's just commented here saying, I saw an Asian tourist put her hand into the pouch of a kangaroo for a picture and the roo attacked her and opened her face like a can of soup. Can you imagine that?
Oh,
It's just said cool. You worry me.
I am what I am.
You get some silly people, Jen. It's just... they just don't even... I can't even go there. Christ. Makes you wonder what goes through their heads. Putting her hand in the kangaroo pouch. Wow, it's already 80 outside. My God, Dawn. She wouldn't like it if I put its paw in her pouch. Jen. It's been hot for a week. Yeah, it's been warm here as well, Dawn, in UK. I think it's supposed to be going up to 29 degrees today. It's definitely a hot one. Wind's blowing nicely though. I think her preservation work is amazing. I was showing my first son, who was one that enjoyed it, and I was gentle. And she went in with a Canon camera, and I had to pick up Luke and run as she bled out. Crikey. That's mad, that. It's scary though, isn't it? It's amazing how powerful that they are, especially with the legs. I've seen them on YouTube, well, on videos in general. How strong they are with the back legs, and even tail holding themselves up with the tails and kicking out. Bless. Needs to be a bit more pink.
Right, I'll be back in a bit, gents.
Well, the Roo was laying down and she let me show Luke her baby, Joey, but the Asian lady was rough as guts and the Roo swiped her across the face as we moved away. It's nuts, it really is. Like Jen says, how would she like it if they put paw up her, up her pouch? I think I'm happy with that. What green? One 163. One 112. So that freezer's nice though, but it's not going to be nice when we go out. It's not changed temperature on the PC. Oh, it's just fell down there. I'll leave it well after. You ever use gel pen? No, Dawn, I don't use gel pens. I can't get along with gel pen. I think with gel pen it's the case that when I've coloured, if I colour here with a gel pen and then move over here with gel pen, it smudges. I can't get on with gel pens. I'm sure she's slap out too lol. Some people shouldn't be allowed to be near animals. I do for card making done, but I haven't in colouring. Dinner oven, baby spinach, salad commencing. Never had spinach, have we?
I can't.
I've never even tried it. It looks awful. Yes, didn't I make for a long time here? I've got a blue one of those bins, lol. Use it for cross stitching thread ends. I love this trusty wheelie bin desk tidy. It's been my favourite thing I've ever bought. I did have a little shopping trolley one as well. Yeah, I used to put my rubbers and my sharpeners in, but Ruben stole it. I do both. Love spinach. Jen made cards for 7 years now. I can feel heat. It's gonna kill me when I go out there. I've done card making, but it just, I don't know. It's like anything else. I start doing one, one hobby, and then I get fed up and stop it and go on to something else. But the only thing that's been consistent for me is colouring. That might be a bit too bright then. I don't know if you can see. What do you think? It's like she's staring through the screen. Do you go through many white pencils, or do you not actually use the colour, if you know what I mean? I use it. Like I say, I use it for highlighting and blending. But as a pencil for like actual colouring like these, I don't really use it like that. It's just mainly for highlighting and blending, blending and such. But I don't think I really go through that many, to be honest. I go through Prismacolor one pretty fast. I usually do tend to use my Prismacolor whites because it's got that oily texture on, so it'll smooth it out a lot better than what Faber-Castell one does. But because it's Faber-Castell pencils I'm using, there's no point using Prisma white on it. Yeah, you can press up. It depends on how can I put it? How light you want it. You can press on harder for more brighter, whiter, lighting on picture itself on the subject, or you can press lightly just to basically smooth it out and just get that light textured tone instead of a really bright one, if you get what I mean. It all depends on how you want it to look. I only press on with it, like such as, like eye like this. I've been pressing on a bit harder on eyes because I'm wanting it to look a certain way. But I'm not getting the colour that I'm wanting. I think I've picked the wrong colour. So I'm pressing harder on those. But because these type of pencils are more tougher. You've got to be careful you don't rip paper. It's because I'm trying to get a certain tone colour, but I've lost it now. The more I keep going over it, the more it goes different. So when I get back, I will be doing hair, eyebrows. Then I move on to a clothing. Then a bracelets. I'll be doing that crow last. No, he's making tea, Jen. But then again, he says that it's too warm, and when it's warm, he can't cook, so it might be a takeaway today. Get even more fatter. Oh, it's 26 degrees. We're going to get rain at 2 o'clock in the morning, so that should cool it down a bit.
You wanted to wear it, yeah.
What?
You wanted to wear it, yeah.
Where's that?
You have to. As long as you've done before he gets on. Because you're not getting regular.
Well, it's been a better turnout today, hasn't it? We've been running for 3 hours and 5 minutes. It's gone fast again. And it's amazing, just in 3 hours, it takes this long to just do skin tone. I've managed to stick, you know, do eyes. But that is including talking. It has, Claire. It's been a laugh. The fact that Brian wants to come and live in Australia with you. He wants to cuddle them koalas and kangaroos. You too, Dawn. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining. Lovely to talk to you again. Thank you, Claire. It don't matter, Jen. I'm just going to do them from this time in future now. I'm not going to bother doing them at evening. It's just going to be a daily, throughout day thing. You haven't had it on charge, have you? You're going to be mad. That's it. I think I'm finding it better doing it through the day when kids are at school. I get to do things without having to, like, because with Ruben, because of his disabilities, he has meltdowns, and if he don't get what he wants, he starts acting up. And on last week's live stream, I was reluctant to even put it public because at one point he was swearing and it made me feel like a really bad mum. So I was like reluctant to put it public for everybody. So I thought I can't keep doing live streams with Ruben there. I thought with live streams it might calm him down a bit because he likes to do, he's been wanting to have his own live stream but doing it gaming wise, but I'm just running from my phone, and he's wanting my phone to do it, and I said I can't, Ruben. He just doesn't grasp it. And last week I tried with him, but it was just in that frame of mind last week. Slightest thing was just peeing him off, and he was taking it out of me, taking it out of his brother, and just causing a scene. And I thought, I can't do this every time I do a live stream. People will end up unsubscribing from me and saying what a bad person I am for allowing him to act like that on live. So I think best time for me is through day. People will join when they can, if they can. And I really am thankful for everybody that joins and follows, and it's nice to get to chat to everybody. I just wish everybody lived close and we could all get together and do some colouring in person instead of through a phone. But yeah, that's it. Oh, thank you so much. I try my best. Kids don't see it like that. Amount of times I've been told that they wish that I weren't the mum, so real. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so glad you all made it again. It's been so much fun, better than last week. I know it was just me and Fussell last week, but it was still fun. Just not as talkative because I think it was a case so we didn't have much to talk about, and it was a case of just colouring. But it didn't feel like it used to, like it does now with us all, and enjoying time colouring. It was just different, so I definitely moved it to fruit day. See you next week, Claire. Thank you for popping in. I will be putting Paul up anyway when I've finished for voting for next week. I need to write down all artists that I've got as well, so that I can make sure that I get to colour in all books. Enjoy your spinach. I'm glad she's managing to go and get something to eat, bless her. You ain't group, Claire. I can feel heat. It's really getting to me. It's driving me nuts. Can't. Take care, Claire. I'll see you next week. Hopefully. I think I've just heard a car up. He's not hungry. Right. I better scoot. See you later, Claire. Lots of love. I'll close it down now. I'll put a poll up again in a short while. I just want to get sorted out with kiddies and that. False alarm. I'll put polls up. That'll run till Sunday, and then the next poll will run till Tuesday, and then we'll find out what we're going to be colouring next week. Bye for now, Jen. Thank you for joining. I missed you last week. You take care, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll send you those screenshots of the colouring Evans that I'm after as well at some point when I get a minute. So say hi to Darren from me. Tell him to look after you and take care of you, won't you? Right. Thank you for everybody that's joined. Watch me live stream to now, 3 hours and 13 minutes. I really do appreciate you coming and joining me and following me and watching and listening and doing your own things. I will be back next Friday, 11 while 2 again. Don't forget to vote on the polling system, and then we'll find out what we're colouring next week. So until then, take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye.